home, and Ethan walked to his best friend's house an hour later. I heard the ambulance scream by the street, carrying my beautiful boy. Ethan was shot in the head in his best friend's house with an unsecured gun. He had zero chance of survival. The father, the gun owner, he stored his 3 guns and bullets in a shoebox.
How do you feel?
That has to be the most horrific experience that a human could ever have.
David, would you give any advice?
First thing you do is not keep your ammunition with your weapons, and that your weapons need to be locked at all times.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating, new, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. Thanks for joining us on Ace Country Radio, and we're also streaming at KPVM.TV. We're also on your Roku devices. It is Thursday, June 12th. In our top story, Bain Lobato receives new legal representation following a court decision today after Judge Kim Wonker accepts a motion citing ineffective counsel. The motion claims Lobato's previous attorney failed to properly investigate his case before advising his client to enter a plea.
Bain Lobato appeared in court today before Judge Kimberly Wonker to address a motion to withdraw his previous plea prior to sentencing. Lobato cited ineffective counsel, claiming his attorney failed to conduct a proper investigation before he entered the plea.
Are you claiming that your attorney, Ms. Baker, was ineffective assistance of counsel?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're making that claim that she was in fact ineffective, is that right?
Yes.
And the basis for your claim that she was ineffective is that she failed to conduct an investigation before you entered your plea of guilty. Is that correct?
Yes.
During the hearing, Judge Wonker referenced the Nevada Supreme Court case Brunson v. State as a basis for her decision.
It's a 2009 Nevada Supreme Court published or unpublished decision. Actually, it's Brunson v. State. Brunson's primary issue on appeal are that the district court erred in failing to conduct an evidentiary hearing on Brunson's pre-sentence motion to withdraw his guilty plea and in failing to avoid conflict-free counsel for that hearing.
Acknowledging the concerns raised, she agreed to appoint new legal representation for Lobato.
So, I believe now I will appoint you conflict counsel, and I believe the next step is to conduct an evidentiary hearing. So the first thing I need to do is appoint an attorney to represent you.
Judge Wonker expressed hesitation on whether to appoint counsel from outside the public defender's office, but ultimately decided on conflict counsel Andrew Fritz.
And I'm not so sure that maybe we shouldn't appoint somebody outside the public. The public defenders have a bit of a camaraderie, and I'm not so sure that maybe we shouldn't appoint somebody outside of our regular public defenders, because you share an office. Just so I make sure that we have independent counsel on behalf of Mr. Lobato. I think that's important. I am inclined to appoint Attorney Andrew Fritz. Reach out to Mr. Fritz. He frequently appears as he used to appear as conflict counsel, very experienced attorney.
A follow-up hearing has been scheduled for June 26th to confirm the appointment of counsel.
So back on June 26th, conflict counsel. I would ask that Ms. Walker work with Mr. Fritz to get that file seamlessly transferred over, so get our evidentiary.
Now it's that time of our newscast when our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers joins us with a look at military coverage affecting Southern Nevada and beyond.
Established in 1636, the Army National Guard is the oldest component of the U.S. Armed Forces. Its soldiers serve as the primary combat reserve of the U.S. Army and has played a monumental role in all of America's wars and major contingencies since its inception. With that, we are now joined by Chief Warrant Officer 4 Daniel Langford, UH-60 Black Hawk pilot, and Sergeant Connor Hessington, UH-60 Black Hawk crew chief with 1st Battalion, 185th Assault Helicopter Battalion, 77th Theater Aviation Brigade, detailing the hard work behind orchestrating a sling load from the perspective of a Black Hawk crew.
That is a interesting feeling as you come over the top of that load and you've got a junior private down there, and he has really got a lot of trust in us and our crew chiefs to know that we're going to stay above them and that they trust us to do what we need to do, and that they can get that load hooked up properly without us coming down into that cannon or injuring them. And so it's a very uneasy feeling, but we do it, and with the crew chiefs like Sergeant Hessington and the rest of our crew in Charlotte County 1st 185th, we do it extremely well.
The Black Hawk was created as a result of the U.S. Army's requirement in 1972 for a simple, robust, and reliable utility helicopter system to meet projected air mobile necessities spanning the globe.
It's funny because we actually sling loaded my gun, the one that I was on at Alpha Battery, which is Mayhem. So Chief Hurtado, Staff Sergeant Hurtado, was one of my privates, and now he's the Section Chief of Mayhem for Alpha Battery. So it's pretty cool, bittersweet, and got to reminisce a lot actually. Just looking down and watching them hook up was a kind of a cool feeling. It's something new for me that I haven't done yet as a crew chief. So me not only seeing my old guys, my old buddies that I spent many weeks out in the field with, embracing the suck, but also just learning it from a different aspect and seeing all what it takes just to get the cannons off the ground.
Named after the Native American war chief and leader of the Sioux tribe in the Midwest, the first production UH-60A was authorized by the U.S. Army in 1978 and entered service in 1979.
Learning just the different commands and telling the pilot what we need to do, what I need him or her to do in order to make sure that the aircraft is not only safe, but the 13 Bravos that are below are safe as well, and that way we don't have any accidents occur for the cannon crew member or the aviators up top.
I'm extremely proud of Charlie Company 1st 185th for what we did today. It was a very complex movement that we did. We planned, we had IPRs, cars for 2 or 3 days prior to executing the mission today. It went very, very well. Our crew chiefs stepped in and assisted the 206 to ensure that all the forms were properly completed.
Currently, the U.S. Army continues to integrate emerging technology enhancements into the Black Hawk fleet in order to increase performance, reliability, availability, and maintainability.
As we get low over that load, we're probably 3 or 4 feet above that load and those soldiers. And so we ensure that they are briefed properly in case an emergency happens while we're trying to hook up the load, and they know which way to go, and our crew chiefs took care of that today. And then as we set the load back down, we want to ensure that we don't damage their equipment by dropping the clevis on top of their equipment. So they did a great job today. Extremely proud of the work that they put in.
The Army National Guard describes itself as governor responsive and ready to defend the homeland anytime and anywhere. Reporting from Las Vegas and getting it back to our studios in Pahrump, I'm Maria Centers for News 25.
Well, the Raiders have a new team member on their roster. Who it is and what that crucial position is, coming up after this break.
It's Employee Pricing Plus going on now at Saida Trudeau, your original hometown dealer, all month long. You heard me right. You pay what we pay. Come in today and start your summer with employee pricing on a new 2024 Ram Heavy Duty. Or how about employee pricing plus on a new 2024 ProMaster with an extra $2,000 in rebates? Maybe you're into adventure. Hit the trails in a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xe at employee price and get an extra $4,500 in rebates. Been thinking about a new 2024 Jeep Wagoneer? Get employee pricing and $3,000 to $11,000 extra in rebates. Wow! Considering a commuter vehicle? What about the brand new 2025 Dodge Hornet Ice? At EP Pricing, you can't go wrong. Save on those and more all month long at Saida Trudeau, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, your original hometown dealer.
struggling with opioid or alcohol use in rural Nevada? West Care Nevada is here to help. Our rural opioid and alcohol recovery program, called ROAR, offers medication-assisted treatment and support services to help you take back control. Since 1973, we've helped people build healthier, brighter futures. Call 775-751-6990. Take the first step today.
The Nevada Division of Emergency Management is driven by a clear vision to help people before, during, and after emergencies. Through strong partnerships and collaboration with local, state, federal, and community stakeholders, the NDEM is committed to working with you to build a more resilient Nevada. Contact us today to find out how we can benefit you and how you can help the state of Nevada thrive.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Garner, and I'm working with Save the Children to fight for kids' futures. Poverty impacts 11 million children in the U.S., forcing families to make impossible choices. Every day, parents in rural America are deciding between essentials just to survive: gas or groceries, lunch or laundry, rent or running water. 1 in 5 children are hungry right now because of impossible choices like these. They're more likely to start school significantly behind their peers, and they may never catch up. Growing up in West Virginia, I saw kids living with hunger and poverty, and I've seen the impact Save the Children has on their lives. They give children the nutritious food and learning opportunities they need to thrive, so families don't have to choose. To learn more about how we help kids in rural America, go to SaveTheChildren.org.
After I had my accident, people told me I needed to slow down. I told them, I don't know how. I'm not only doing the things I used to do, I'm experiencing things I've only dreamed of. I have my freedom back. For the first time in a while, I can see all the colors in my life. So while some days might be harder than others, I know a place I can go where I can feel strong and supported.
Because with the help of my VA care team, I'm reaching new heights.
Take your healthcare career to new heights. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, the Raiders pick up a new linebacker. Mikey Ruhan has all that and more right now in today's Sports Report.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Close game on Wednesday night between the Las Vegas Aviators and the Salt Lake Bees. 8-7, Aviators victorious. Rematch this evening at 7:05. Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals is this evening. Edmonton Oilers versus the Panthers in Florida. The Las Vegas Raiders are signing Jermaine Pratt to a one-year deal worth $4.78 million. Schultz added that Pratt had a nice market before opting to sign with Las Vegas. The Los Angeles Spark beat the Las Vegas Aces on Wednesday night, 97-89. Next up for the Aces, they welcome the Dallas Stars on Friday. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
All right, great ball handling there, Mikey. And speaking of fun, the Nevada Division of State Parks is inviting us to visitors and the celebration of a special day this Saturday in honor of Nevada's great outdoors. They want us all to visit because entrance fees will be waived at all state parks all across the Silver State this Saturday.
It's never been easier to plan your visit to Nevada State Parks. At ReserveNevada.com, you can now buy day use passes, book campsites and cabins, and more. Let's explore how it works. If you're visiting ReserveNevada.com for the first time, navigate to the menu to create an account. Provide your information, create a password, and continue. If you have forgotten your password, you can select Forgot Password to reset your password over email. From the home page, you can book your next trip to the park by entering your destination or park name and dates. Next, select your site type if you wish, or leave this blank to see all we have available. You can also select additional filters to fine-tune your search to a specific unit type, like full hookup campsites. Click Show Results to explore your options. The search results page displays a map of the Nevada State Parks that have availability for your dates. Zoom in and out to explore nearby parks. Upon selecting a state park, you can examine the park's map in more detail. When you select a campground, you see individual sites and photos. The map also indicates points of interest and amenities like trails, playgrounds, restrooms, and more. Click Legend in the top right corner of the map to learn more about each icon. You can choose a site by selecting it on the map or view availability in the grid box to the left of the map. Click Full Grid above the map to view the available sites in a more expansive view. All available sites will appear at the top of the list. As you scroll down, you'll see sites that are outside your criteria or already booked. Select the site by clicking on the green box that corresponds with your arrival date and click Book Now. Complete your reservation details, including the type of vehicle you'll be driving. When you arrive, park rangers will verify your vehicle information. Make sure to review the terms and conditions so you're aware of the park rules before you arrive. Check the box to agree and continue. When you're finished, select Reserve Unit. Review your reservation dates and information in your shopping cart and add a payment method to check out. Discounts for all access, disabled veteran, and senior citizens are applied automatically when applicable. Your reservation details will be stored in your account and emailed to you. To change or cancel your reservation, return to ReserveNevada.com and view your account details. If you have trouble, choose Contact Us or call 775-684-2770. The phone number is listed at the bottom of each web page. Thanks for supporting Nevada State Parks. We hope to see you soon.
Well, as these summer temperatures continue to heat up, so does the power, especially in the afternoons. That's why Valley Electric Association is showing us how we can help manage the power rush hour.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Avoid power rush hour. Just like a traffic jam delays travel on extremely hot days, high energy use can put additional pressure on the electric grid. We can all pitch in by conserving energy during power rush hour. Here's a few ways you can help lower demand during the energy rush. Cook dinner outside to eliminate additional heat in your home. Turn on ceiling fans, then raise your thermostat a few degrees. Wait until later in the evening after peak hours to run larger appliances. By making small changes to your energy use habits, we can all relieve pressure on the grid during extreme heat and save energy and a little money along the way.
And don't go anywhere, because after this break, we're speaking with management from Rhinestone's Country Bar. All that entertainment news and more when we return.
In a wreck? Need a check?
In a wreck?
Need a check? Interact? Need a check? Hurt a wreck and need a check?
We're Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
America is great and Pahrump is awesome. We have room for our furry friends, and when it's time to care for them, we have the best feed store, Shadow Mountain Feed. Who did Siegfried and Roy call on when their dolphin quit eating? Shadow Mountain Feed. They developed a nutrition solution right in their store. From elephants to dogs and everything in between, they have what you need to feed, grow, and show your animals. They have everything except bread. Don't go there for bread. Shadow Mountain Feed, your one-stop care center for your best friends. At 2371 West Bell Vista, call 775-727-5527.
When it comes to your safety and security, Pahrump Lock and Safe comes to mind. Pahrump Lock and Safe has been providing security and peace of mind throughout southern Nevada. Of course, you know about their 24/7 emergency service, but there's more. Pahrump Lock and Safe offers safe opening and repair, high security safe service, electronic locks, high security locks, access control systems, and much more services. Call 702-379-8441. Pahrump Lock and Safe, your key to security.
Miles, you're late. Again.
You're not reaching your full potential. Unacceptable, Miles.
Everyone's going through something, even superheroes.
You got a minute?
If you need support, visit kevinlovefund.org to learn more.
Help keep kids safe in rural Nevada. Become a foster parent. Learn more at ruralnvfostercare.com. Division of Child and Family Services. Hope is fostered here.
$10 million in a pedestrian accident, $5 million in a car accident. These are just a few of our recent results.
Hurt in a wreck and need a check?
We're Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, the new owner of Rhinestones Country Bar and Dance Hall right here in Pahrump, Chris Marshall, stopped by the News 25 studio to talk about the Hero Hall and how you can help.
Hey Pahrump, Chris Marshall here talking about Rhinestones again. As you might have heard, Rhinestones is under new ownership. That's me, Chris Marshall, Marine Corps combat veteran. And what we're doing is that we're dedicating the pool hall to all of our military personnel here in Pahrump. So what we're asking is if you have a loved one, friend, family member, uncle, cousin, brother, to go ahead and drop off a picture of them framed at the bar, or you can email it to management@rhinestonescountrybar.com or check us out on Facebook. So we're excited to do this. We're gonna have a grand reveal July 5th and present this to the community. Hope you participate and we'll see you there.
In today's health news, whether it's people trying to find love or become the next big star, there always seems to be a hot new reality show that has everyone talking. But why do they keep us coming back for more?
Today's health report is brought to you by Desert View Hospital. When you or a loved one needs medical attention, Desert View Hospital is ready to help. We've been providing friendly and compassionate care to our neighbors since 2006, including emergency services available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit desertviewhospital.com to learn more. With limited exceptions, physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital.
It's another form of escape. Like we watch movies to escape, we watch true crime to escape. This is not just another genre of TV that we can use to escape. And so it helps us envision what life would be like if we were in those situations.
Cleveland Clinic psychologist Shavonna Childs says that watching a reality TV show can be like going on a mini vacation. It allows us to take a break from our own problems and see what's going on in somebody else's life. Just like eating your favorite foods, Dr. Childs adds that watching your go-to reality show can light up the brain's reward system. But whether it's cake or a reality TV show, we want to avoid overindulging. Dr. Childs explains that it's important to take breaks from all the drama and conflict that is packed into these TV shows.
Know your limits. If it's becoming too heavy, if you're feeling triggered, it is time to watch something else. Turn to something lighter, turn to something fictional. Reality shows can get to be too much depending on which reality shows we're watching.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look outside through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam, and it's almost mid-June and these temperatures are still begetting beautiful days. Not a cloud in the sky in that direction. We'll take a closer look at those temperatures after this break.
Valley Electric's budget billing can help you keep your monthly electric bill predictable. Instead of paying different amounts each month based on how much energy you use, budget billing averages your usage, and you're billed on a rolling 12-month average. So instead of big jumps from season to season, your bill stays steady with only minor changes. Signing up is easy. If you've lived at your current address for at least 12 months and are on a traditional billing plan, you're eligible. Call us at 775-727-5312 or visit us at vea.coop.
Thank you, Pahrump, for making the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza #1 in vehicle sales and service once again. We'd like to return the favor. So right now, current Chevy owners can get up to $3,000 in additional savings on some of our most popular SUVs. What's that, you say? You don't own a Chevy? Well, trade in any 2011 or newer vehicle and receive an extra $2,500 off of some of our hottest selling new half-ton trucks from Chevrolet and GMC. Plus, we have low financing options, deep discounts, and other incentives, all to go the extra mile in saying thank you. We love you, Pahrump.
Attorney Jonathan Nelson, don't you want to tell everyone about your awards?
That's right, Rhonda. J.K. Nelson Law has received Best Attorney of Pahrump for 6 years in a row. We've also been recognized by Best of Las Vegas. So if you have a legal need, stop by one of our 3 locations in Pahrump, Summerlin, or Southwest Las Vegas. Give us a call, 727-9900. And remember, when you need a lawyer,
you need Nelson. Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios. Let's check out this weather map. Fernley, 90 degrees, 92 in Fallon, Carson City, 85. That looks pleasant. 88 in Tonopah, 91 degrees in Goldfield. Beatty saw 99. Can't quite get into the 100 club. Sorry, Beatty. 105 in Amargosa. Las Vegas saw 104. Death Valley, that's really hot. 116, but here in the beautiful paradise of Pahrump, our current temperature is 100. We did it. That's an A. And since we're overachievers, we went to 102 today. Wind out of the south, 14 miles per hour. Humidity, 8%. The sun rose this morning at 5:25. Look for it to go away this evening at 8:02. Humidity, 12% this evening. Wind southeast, 14 miles per hour. The low of 70 degrees. Let's check out the 7-day forecast, shall we? Tomorrow, 101. That looks nice. 103 on Saturday, getting a little warmer. Sunday, 105. Back down to 103 on Monday, Tuesday, 102, and then Wednesday and Thursday. That's real hot. 106 and 107. Back to the desk. Here's Unette.
Thanks so much, Mikey. And as we close tonight, we want to give our prayers and condolences to the family, loved ones, and fans of Ananda Lewis, former host of BET's Teen Summit, and she was later a VJ on MTV and a correspondent on The Insider. Lewis was only 52 years old when she succumbed to complications from stage 3 breast cancer. Rest in peace, Ananda Lewis. That does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unat Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Good night.
Mom's Diner, the heart of Pahrump, is open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Something fun is always happening here, from the arrival of classic antique cars to watching the diner enjoy a Momstrosity burger. The food is so good, you'll think they stole your mama. Mom's Diner is open daily from 6 a.m.